Welcome to Wisdom Unveiled, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're embarking on our final deep dive into the extraordinary mind of Ibn Sina, a true polymath whose insights, well, they still resonate powerfully today. This deep dive draws from profound conversations with Iranian philosophers Dr. Ibrahim Dinani and Dr. Esmail Manzouri Larijani. Just a quick note, this is a translation and reproduction of those conversations, so some concepts or details might not be fully conveyed, and we sincerely apologize for any discrepancies. Your feedback is always welcome. It truly helps us improve. For this final session, we're exploring how Ibn Sina wove together this truly interconnected vision of the universe and our place within it. We'll uncover his ideas on everything from the very fabric of reality to our deepest human longings, culminating in a path towards profound inner wisdom. That's quite a scope.
It really is. And what's fascinating here is how Ibn Sina, he's not just some figure from the past. He offers this holistic perspective that actually tackles some of our most pressing modern challenges, things like information overload or that feeling of disconnection, the search for meaning.
Right.
His work is a powerful reminder that philosophy, science, and spiritual insight aren't separate paths. They're really converging routes to a complete understanding of ourselves and the cosmos.
Okay, let's unpack this journey. Maybe starting with Ibn Sina's genius in a surprising area, language itself. He was famously titled Du al-Lisainayn, master of two languages, Arabic and Persian. But what was the real significance of this? It wasn't just about linguistic skill, was it?
No, that's a great question, because it was far more than just being good with words. His conscious choice to write major philosophical works like the Daneshnameh-ye Alai in Persian was, well, vital.
White Persian, though. Arabic was the standard, right?
Exactly. Arabic was the academic standard, the lingua franca of scholarship then. By choosing Persian, he wasn't just translating ideas. He was elevating the language itself, showing it could handle deep philosophical thought, not just, poetry or daily talk.
Oh, okay.
And this highlights how language for Ibn Sina wasn't just a container for ideas, it actually shaped the concepts.
You mean the words he used could sort of change the philosophical meaning? Can you give an example?
Absolutely. Think about the Persian word for justice, Dad. It kind of resonates with this sense of cosmic rightness, a divine balance that's inherent in things.
Cosmic rightness.
Yeah, whereas the Arabic word, adwal, often emphasizes equilibrium more pragmatically, like a weighing scale. So Dad evokes something deeper, more fundamental about universal order.
That's fascinating. So the language choice itself carries weight.
Huge weight. It shows how language isn't passive. It shapes our understanding of really profound truths. That's still relevant today when we struggle to articulate complex ideas, right?
Definitely. So this idea of interconnectedness, where else did he apply it? Did it extend to, say, physical reality itself?
It certainly did. He took this idea of inherent connection and applied it right to the physical world. He radically challenged the older atomic theories.
The idea that everything's made of tiny, indivisible bits.
Exactly. He argued strongly against indivisible atoms. His logic was really elegant. If atoms truly have no parts, no dimensions, well, how can they possibly combine to create something with dimensions, with volume?
Right, that's a tricky one if they have no parts. So what was his alternative view?
For Ibn Sina, bodies exist as an unbroken continuum. Reality, at its most basic physical level, is fundamentally relational, connected. It's not just a pile of separate, discrete bits.
A continuum.
Yes. The universe's very fabric is connection. Nothing exists in total isolation. This really challenges how we tend to see things, doesn't it? As separate events or objects.
It does. It implies everything's linked.
Everything, every action, every thought, every particle is like an inseparable thread in this cosmic tapestry. It has ripple effects way beyond what we can immediately see.
So if physical reality is a continuum, how did he think about things we experience all the time, like movement and time?
He extended that continuous view to both, which is really insightful. Movement, harakat, for him isn't like a series of static snapshots. It's a continuous flow, always becoming, always in flux. You can't truly freeze a moment of movement. It's inherently dynamic.
Okay, always flowing.
And similarly, time, zaman, is a continuous stream. It's not a collection of separate ticks on a clock or isolated instants.
And how did movement and time connect in his view?
He saw movement as the barzakh, that's like the intermediate zone, or you could say a bridge, connecting the continuous body and continuous time.
The bridge between them.
Yes, it's the dynamic interplay that binds them together. This implies this fundamentally interconnected cosmos where everything affects everything else. It kind of anticipates what we might call modern systems thinking or, the butterfly effect.
Wow. So the world is just one flowing, interconnected whole.
That's the picture, not a collection of separate, disconnected moments or events.
So if everything is continuous, interconnected, dynamic,
Right.
what does this ultimately mean for the scope of reality itself, according to Ibn Sina?
Well, for him, the scope of reality is limitless, truly boundless. It includes not just what has happened or is happening now, but also everything that could have happened, everything that will happen, even the sheer potential of what might be. Reality transcends time as we usually think of it.
So it's like a vast tapestry.
Exactly. A vast, unified tapestry holding past, present, future, and all potential within a larger, unified truth. Nothing is outside of it, not even possibilities that haven't happened yet. It really invites us to see a much grander reality.
That's an incredibly expansive vision of the cosmos. But how does this grand cosmic picture then translate down to our individual human experience? What does it mean for us, here and now? Because Ibn Sina also talked a lot about a core human feeling, Ghorbat, or estrangement. That sounds like more than just being homesick.
It absolutely is, and it's a crucial link back to us. Ibn Sina noticed that humans uniquely experience sorrow in a really profound way. Animals suffer pain, sure, but they don't seem to lament their place in the cosmos or express that deep sorrow that's rooted in our awareness of mortality and this longing for our true origin, our original home.
A longing for home.
Yes, that search for our primary home, our source, that little voice asking, where did I come from? Why am I here? Where am I going? That's what fuels this deep sense of Ghorbat. It's like a cosmic homesickness, a feeling that we've lost something important.
So this feeling of not quite belonging, of being a bit out of place, that's fundamental to being human. And he links it to forgetting our origin.
That's right. For Ibn Sina, the root of the self-estrangement is forgetting the realm of Amr. Amr is tricky to translate, but think of it as the divine command, the creative principle where everything originates in pure unity.
The source point.
Exactly. If you forget God, who is the very locus of unity, you ultimately forget your true self because our consciousness, everything, originates from that unity. So estrangement and duality, they're secondary states. They come after an original connection.
Which might explain why so many people today feel disconnected, maybe even from themselves.
It could well do. Beyond Ghorbat, what other uniquely human things did Ibn Sina see driving our search and shaping this journey?
Well, he identified two particularly powerful ones. First, our seemingly insatiable nature. Humans are characterized by being nakashnud or siri napaziri.
Which means?
It's not really being discontent in a negative way, but more. Ceaselessly seeking, always wanting more, whether it's more wealth, more knowledge, more virtue. There's this constant drive for more. The drive for more.
And he saw this insatiable nature not as a flaw, but as a profound echo of our infinite origin. It reflects our innate desire to return to that boundless source. You even see it in our language, right? We use superlatives. Better, bigger, more. Animals don't seem to express that quite the same way.
So that constant striving is like a built-in compass.
Kind of, yeah. A perpetual human journey pointing us towards something infinite.
That's a really interesting way to frame ambition. What was the second characteristic he noted?
The second was human creativity, halach. And this is distinct from animal instinct. Animals build and act by instinct. They repeat patterns. But human creativity is dynamic, varied, transformative.
How did he see creativity working?
Well, he drew inspiration from thinkers like Michelangelo, suggesting that art, or creativity in general, is about carving away superfluities, the zaved, removing the excess.
Excess, like distraction.
Exactly. Material distractions, spiritual illusions, mental clutter. Removing these allows us to reach our pure essence, our original state. He calls this state Adam.
Adan, like Eden.
It evokes that, yes, a place of unity, primordial connection. But it's not just a mythical garden. It's our original unified state of being, the true east of truth.
So we came from this east, and now we're where?
Now we find ourselves in the west of matter, kind of burdened by the density of the physical world and all its attachments. And our creative work, by carving away those Western superfluities, the distractions, the delusions, is how we shed those burdens, how we try to rediscover that pure essence.
The creativity is like a spiritual practice.
In a very real sense, yes. It's chipping away at what isn't truly us to get back to what is.
Okay, so if we feel this Ghorbat, this estrangement, and we have this insatiable creative nature pushing us, but we're stuck in the west of matter, what path does Ibn Sina offer? How do we get back towards that unity, towards the east of truth?
Right. This is where the cosmic unity really meets our inner journey. It's pivotal. The Mashriq, the East of Truth, isn't a place on a map, and it's not just intellectual knowledge either.
So what is it?
It's where the sun of awareness, the truth, rises within your own self, your inner being. It's the source of direct insight, immediate understanding.
And the West, the Maghrib.
The Maghrib, the West of Truth, happens when you try to box up that boundless truth into limited forms, like art trying to capture infinite beauty in a finite image, or science reducing big ideas to isolated data points, losing the bigger picture.
Like having the facts but missing the wisdom.
Exactly. This leads to what's sometimes called Western estrangement, that alienation from reality, from your own true nature.
So how do we fix it? How do we overcome this Western estrangement and get back east?
The only way, he believed, is through āgāhī, profound awareness. And āgāhī isn't static knowledge you just collect. It's always contemporary, always fresh, always present. Meaning it's an active openness to truth, a constant self-checking, being truly awake and present in each moment. It's not just knowing things intellectually, but being deeply, viscerally aware of them. This is how we move beyond just information to actual wisdom, seeing the whole forest, not just individual trees.
That sounds like, well, like hard inner work.
Yeah.
A struggle.
Precisely. He called it the Jihad Akbar, the greater struggle.
Greater than what?
Greater than fighting external enemies. This struggle is against our own lower desires, our illusions, our ingrained habits, the biases that cloud how we see things. These are the internal prisons blocking us from true understanding and freedom.
So it's an inner battle for self-mastery.
Exactly. The real enemy is within, and the victory is profound inner liberation.
And did he give directions for this struggle? A path? You mentioned moving from density to subtlety.
He did. It involves moving from gilzat, which is like the density and coarseness of matter, of raw, untamed desire, towards latifa, the subtlety of spirit, of refined perception. It's a path of refinement.
How do you walk that path?
It requires two things. First, arada, a focused will and unwavering intention. And second, riyada, spiritual discipline, consistent practice. He famously gave this really simple but powerful instruction. Put your foot on the path. Say nothing else.
Just start.
Just start. The path itself, through diligent practice and that focused will reveal what needs to be done next. It emphasizes the active, experiential nature of this transformation. You learn by doing.
That's a profoundly practical and actually quite humble approach. Speaking of humility, he offered a serious dose of it himself with that famous quatrain, didn't he? Though my heart wandered much in this desert, it didn't understand a single hair, but it split a hair. 1,000 suns shone in my heart, yet I found no way to the perfection of a particle.
Ah, yes, it's an incredibly rich verse. So despite his vast knowledge, his brilliant insights, the 1,000 suns shining in his heart, he admits he couldn't fully grasp the perfection of a particle.
Why a particle?
Because for Ibn Sina, a single particle is a microcosm. It's a mini cosmos in itself. To truly understand its perfection means understanding everything about it. Its purpose, its place, its connection to the entire universe.
Wow.
It's a powerful statement about the infinite depth hidden in the smallest thing. And it's a reminder that true understanding is this ongoing journey. It requires humility, endless discovery, even for a mind like his.
That's incredibly humbling. And it really does position Ibn Sina differently, maybe as a kind of spiritual physician, offering potential solutions where some other philosophers, particularly in the West, maybe saw only despair or inescapable alienation.
Exactly. While thinkers like, say, Kafka or Marcel described human existence as restless, alienated, often without offering a clear remedy, Ibn Sina offers a tangible path. A path towards inner peace, reconciliation with mortality.
Through āgāhī.
Through cultivating āgāhī, yes. He saw it as fundamentally shifting your relationship with yourself and everything around you. It allows you to observe your thoughts, your feelings, without being completely swept away by them.
And this strengthens connection to something called Godam.
Yes, Godam is a vital concept here. You could understand it as the active intellect, or maybe like a continuous divine emanation that informs our intuition, our deepest thoughts. It's like the soul's unending conversation with reality.
An inner guide.
Kind of an inner guide, yes. Cultivating āgāhī tunes you into that Godam, guiding you towards true inner freedom. It's an internal compass, always pointing you back towards that unity, that origin.
What an incredible journey we've covered today, our final deep dive into Ibn Sina's world. From his mastery of language-shaping thought to this vision of a continuous, interconnected reality that just changes how you see everything. And then the absolute necessity of inner work, of āgāhī. It really paints a picture of deep connection, cosmic, yes, but also incredibly personal.
It truly does. And for Ibn Sina, rigorous philosophy, careful science, deep mystical insight, These weren't separate roads. They all converged. They all pointed towards the ideal of the Insan-e Kamil.
The perfect or complete human being.
Right. Someone whose awareness truly spans everything, who embodies that connection between the self and the cosmos. It's actually cultivating profound, embodied wisdom.
So if Ibn Sina shows us this unbroken thread connecting absolutely everything, and the way to truly grasp that connection, to feel it, is through cultivating āgāhī and engaging in that inner struggle, that Jihad Akbar. It leaves us with a pretty big question for you, listening right now. With all the noise, all the distractions, the pressures of modern life, how do you make space to nurture that crucial āgāhī day to day? How do you tune into that inner stream of Ghorbat? And, maybe most importantly, how do you navigate your own Jihad Akbar in a world that constantly seems to pull you outwards, away from that inner work? Definitely something to reflect on. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive on Wisdom Unveiled. We really hope you'll keep thinking, keep asking questions, and keep seeking that wisdom within.